Good. That's good. Yep, absolutely. Hey, what's going on? Beast Mode Brandon back again. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Hopefully, you guys were able to extract some money for you day traders today. If you did, just put a one in the comment in the box. If you were only swing trading, hopefully you got some money too. You can put a two in the box. We'll make sure you guys are live and paying attention. I mean, in the end, right? Trading is about this. When I started in 2016, I did not have people to bounce ideas off of. I was led kind of blind, but it's all good. It brought me to where I'm at today. And I'm going to leave you with this. Never give up and understand that it is a process. But in the end, you have to have something that ignites you within. You know what I mean? And you guys know my motto and my statement. I want us all to make more so that we could bless more. And whatever's in our hearts, I want us to be able to give back to communities, churches, friends, and family, making the world a better place for all. Right? How's that work? Well, if I made money today, I'm feeling good. I see you, I bless you with positiveness, then I uplift you. And then you say, man, that dude's always positive. Then you go around and you bless somebody else, right? And you see it starts here, and then it goes to two, then it goes to four, then it goes to six, eight, and so on. The same way with making money, right? Us traders, we are all wonderful traders. If you don't believe that yet, you need to believe it, right? Same thing for me. I make money. I can share my ideas with other people. And now look, we got how many people's making money? You know what I'm saying? You're taking the AI hedge fund strategy. Every single person for the last 10 months or a year is all green. I've been doing it for what, 2, 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So we're all green in that. You come in day trade, guess what? You should be green, right? It comes down to just staying consistent, following your plan, and using that proper risk management. And that's right there is what's going to accelerate you and allow you to be able to do that. You go out to eat, people say tip 10, 20%. I always like to tip 30, 40, 50%. Why? Because guess what? That's me giving back into the world, uplifting that waitress or waiter. Now they're happy and now they're taking their spirits and taking it. It's that snowball effect. And for me, that's what it's about. Same way tonight. I like to open it up, give back my time so you guys have questions. I love when you guys reach out to me during the week. I tell some of you guys to save it for Thursday because it could help somebody else. And with that being said, hey, that's why we're here tonight. That's enough about me and rambling on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we had a good time. Before we get started, I just want us all to say congratulate Josh. I just want to say he's been in here for quite a few months now. Came in, did not cause no problems, put his head down, and I'm gonna tell you what, he's one of the most consistent people that we have, and he sends me screenshots almost every day, every other day, and he's in 4, 5, 6, 7 swing trades, and he's green on a lot of them, and he's making money. I called him. Everybody calls me Swing King. I said, man, you can't be Swing King with me, but you could be Swing King or Swing Queen. He said he didn't like that, so now he's going to be called the Squeeze King. We just having a good time. But anyway, Josh, I'm proud of you. You keep up the great work. Just make sure you don't liquidate my stock market for my money. All right. All right. With that being said, let's kick it off. Who wants to go first? Anybody has a question? Feel free to come on the mic right now and fire away. Who wants to break the ice? Yeah, he is
Yeah, I'll
killing it.
break the Yeah, he's killing it. I'll break the ice.
Go
How
ahead,
you doing? Go
Antonio.
ahead and tell what's going on, Brandon. Hey man, like, you know what? So I've been trading futures for a while, man, and that's pretty much been my thing, but like my schedule does not coincide with me trading futures at certain times because I still got a I still got a job. So it's like, all right, if I jump in the trade and then it's going in my favor, guess what? I might get a call like, hey, Tony, we need you to come and fix such and such. I got to either have it set, stop loss and everything in place, or run brackets or whatever. I got to have all these things in place. Or I got to just get out of the trade right then and there, and right then and there. Well, what options is doing for me with the AI and everything, it's like, you know what? It's less management. Like I ain't gonna say I don't gotta manage it, but it's like I don't have to babysit it as much. And this week just showed me I've made just as much as I could have made in futures. Well, I probably could have made more, but I've made just enough to where I was I felt comfortable making the money. You know what I mean? So like I was not stressed out about it, and I still made money at the end of the day. So it just made me understand it in a different aspect, man. Like, well, okay, well, I'm gonna do more like the option side because it works with my schedule, man. Like, I know I gotta go to work. I know I gotta do these things. Like, I can set my stop loss on an option trade. If it don't go in my favor, I'm only gonna lose a few dollars and this and that and the third. So it's like it's all right. I don't know. It just made me feel a certain type of way to where it made me feel like I have more control over it versus me having to trade futures. Then I want to say Mike said that I think Jamar said it. I lied. Jamar said it like it's more with the option side than with the futures because how the market is moving right now. But I just want to be like appreciative of it, like man, and like trying to get like your consistency rule, taking a few percent. It's like, all right, it might run 30, 40, 50%. I'm going to take my little 20, 30, 40%, which kind of really coincide if I made like 250 off of the BBAI the other day. And it's like, I'm good with that. Like, who wouldn't be okay with making 250% off of a trade that they put in? So, or like today, I made my little 125% or make it 65%. So with the options, it's like this. The percentages is what I focus on the most. When I'm trading futures, I'm pretty much looking at the dollar side about it, which I don't know if that is helping me or hurting me. So I decided to stop looking at the dollar amount to where now I'm looking at percentages and accounts that I'm trying to grow. So if I make 30% off of an account, I make 250% off of an account. Like my account is happy. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So it's like I appreciate you because it helped me understand the percentage side versus looking at it on the money side, man. Because I was more or less looking at it on the dollar side. Like I only made $150 a day, only made $200 a day, but in my account that might be 25, 30%. I can leverage in the next day with a little bit more than I had yesterday. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it.
Hey, absolutely, man, and I appreciate you for coming on and you sharing that as well. I'm just going to touch base and piggyback off you, and then the next person go up, right? What people don't understand in stock options is there's a ceiling and or there's a floor, but there's no ceiling, right? Now what the heck's Brandon talking about? Now just hear me out, right? When you take a stock option, you can only lose what you put into the trade. All right. You can only lose what you put into the trade. However, on the upside, right? This contract right here, right? And every single one of these contracts, all these strikes, they like bags of chips. They like different cars, right? And when you take this and you buy um one contract, it's for $229 right here on this strike. Now get this. If you come up here and you buy one share for $233, right? And it moves $10, it's now 243. You profited $10. So if you take $10 and divide it by that 233, what's your ROI? Maybe 2 or 3%. Now, if you buy this option down here, right? The comfortability for me, understanding that I can only lose worst case scenario what I put into the trade, knowing that that will never happen, right? I can only lose 100%. There is no ceiling. So if that share price moves $10, just like we just said, if you buy one share, it's only $10. But if you buy this contract, you can kind of estimate what you're going to make. That delta says 42 cents, right? I am a visual guy, so I'm going to bring my calculator up so you guys can see too. 42 times 10, $42, which is it's going to be way more than this, but we're just going to undercut it. That is $420. Well, if we bought one contract for 230, we can divide this by 230. Now look, we just made 182% ROI on one position. So to me, stock options is a great way to leverage, right, any amount of money, and people just don't understand it. They say it's too risky. Man, I could give you a basic training of exactly what the option chain is in a simple standpoint, and I just don't understand why everybody doesn't trade stock options, right?
right?
Same thing with the go ahead.
No, no, I don't want to cut you off, but go ahead, let you go.
The same thing with like our AI strategy, right? Same thing with that. Let me see what color we got. All right. It's you come into the same thing. And remember at the beginning of this call, we just talked about consistency. Let's come here Monday, Tuesday. Man, I can't even see that. Let me bring this over. We could see this a little bit better here. There's our custom blackboard. See how we adapt. You know what I'm saying? There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? When we take the AI hedge fund strategy, I look at it like the percentage, just like you talked about. I know exactly what we're going to make and what we're going to lose. So let's say Monday we make 35%, right? Let's say Tuesday we make 30%. Let's say Wednesday we make 40%. Let's say Thursday, we lose 65%. Well, guess what? If you just started Wednesday, your account's down. And it goes back to this right here. One of the most important things I could recommend to anybody, and no matter if you trade TNT, you trade Swing Master Pro, you trade the Trendbox Pro, you got to give yourself 10 trades minimum to get an accurate representation. Friday, let's say you come back here and you win 30%, right? The consistency is what pays you. If you add all these days together, right? Just so we could count it. Well, let's bring our calculator up, right? 35 plus 30 plus 40, right? Plus another 30 equals 135 minus 65. Guess what? That's still 70% ROI that you net profit in 1 week. Do me a favor now. If you'd be happy with that 75 or 70% growth in 1 week, give me a one in the box right now. Make sure you guys are paying attention. Even if you leveraged a little 1K account, you just grown your account in 1 week, 7% ROI. Now, is 1K going to bring anybody home? Absolutely not. It's never meant to. So if you're coming in here and trading and say, well, I want to quit my job with a 1K account, I'm sorry, but realistically, that's not going to happen. It could happen, but like that's like top 1 or 2%, right? You really need to get an account up to 20, 30 grand before you even think of that. And that could even be low. And the reason why is because if you mimic that, the same thing, and you have a 10K account, you might make $700 in a week. Well, now you times that by 4 on average because guess what? That's only an 80% win rate. How many weeks do we win all 5 trades? Quite frequently. So if you traded with 1K account and you made $70 and you times it by 4, 70, 140, 210, that's $280. You just grown an account 28% in 1 month. Do me a favor. You go to your bank and you say, hey, I work with BeastMode, and I'm in a DCG mastermind, and we just grown our account 27% this month. Do you believe that? They're going to say no. Why? Because I got friends that trade for other hedge funds, and you know what? Get this fun fact, and it's a private conversation. What do you think they tell their clients that they want to make them per year? Does anybody know? Put a percent in the box real quick. Let me see what your guys' guesses are. What they tell their people their goal is to make them per year. What do you think it is? I see a 5, I see a 10, I see a 15, I see a 5, I see a 7, I see a 12, 13. All right. One person's right. And that's funny. You know who's right on this one? uh Squeeze King, Josh, he's right. They say they tell their clients to make 7% a year. And he might have heard me say this before. They make 7% a year. I'm like, and they called me up. I had a conversation with them 2 weeks ago, and they want me to trade for some of those. And I can't disclose that because that's just a story, right? I'm just gonna say a story. And I was like, wow. I said I can't guarantee nothing, but I can grow my account 5, 10, 15% consistently in a month just off one strategy. And I say that to say this. You come back and you understand the power of consistency, you follow your plan, and you benefit off the mastermind. That is how you can be held accountable to everybody, right? And a couple people took me up for the challenge, but there's a couple people that they haven't been keeping up their end of the bargain. You know what I'm saying? Kimmy says that's crazy work. It is crazy work. We got a person taking the same trades as all of us. In what December they made $23,000. They grown $100,000 account 23% in 1 month. And guess what? The same exact person that had 1K account made $230. It's exactly the same ROI. I say that to say this. Hey, we special, each and every one of us, and see what happens. You ask a question, you open up a can of worms, and you get a good story. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. Let's roll with it, you know? Hey, who's next? Who else wants to come on? Alan, you got a question or are you good? If you guys are mic shy, you could throw your questions in the box. That's totally fine.
Oh, I didn't know
I
it
got
was on. I just got home and turned on the computer.
Are you good? Hey, is there any questions or are you good?
I'm good right now.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right, next man up.
I got a question, Brandon. It's Trav.
Go
Nobody
ahead,
else got
Trav.
one.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm chilling. What's up, everyone? So I've been working with my profit points, right? And so I set stops instead of taking profit, and I haven't been doing the limit stops. Sometimes the price will drop below my stop point. Is that normal if I'm doing the market stop? And should I switch to a limit stop?
Let me ask you this. Do you know the difference between the stops or no?
I think I do. The limit is going to be at a specific price and it's going to hold there until that price sells. And if it never sells at that price, it's just going to be stuck in a limbo hold. And if it's a market, then it's just going to sell when the market stop moving. For the
Okay.
stops, for a trail stop, it's going to set, if I pick a number like today for Mattel, I picked a 40-cent trail stop on it. So as the price moves up, it is going to set a hard stop 40 cents below whatever that current price was. And when it drops to, I think today it was, my premium was 269. No, 169. Is gonna try to sell it. And it's a market, a trail stop. So I don't know with a market when it will sell, or if it's just gonna free fall until the price until the price stop moving. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
It does make sense. So you right and you're wrong. Let me explain something real quick. I'm a visual guy, so I like to see visual things, right? All right. So there's 4 different stops. If anybody didn't see this yet, Mike made us a hard stop workbook. Does everybody see the hard stop workbook? You guys see my screen still?
Yep.
All right. So we got the hard stop workbook. Inside of this, we have a hard stop, we have the limit stop, we have the trail stop, and we have the trail stop limit. All right. And I'm not going to read through all this because you guys should have it. If you don't, uh, let me know and I could send it over to you guys. But there's key differences. I never use a limit stop, and I'm gonna explain why in my visual. So hard stops, this is like a brick wall. If your trade hits the price, it's over. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's your absolute maximum loss. That's gonna be your safest stop. Limit stop, this is like a speed bump with a detour. It triggers at a certain price point of where you put it, meaning the limit, but then it tries to sell you at the specific price you set. Sometimes, right here, this is the key. Sometimes the market moves too fast and you miss the detour. That means that there is sometimes you can put a limit stop in and it's going to totally run over top of your limit stop and it's never going to stop you out of the trade. The trail stop, this is a stretchy leash, like you got something on a dog. As your trade goes up, your stop pulls up with it. As it reverses, it's going to stop you out. That's my favorite. And then the trail stop limit is my second favorite because we could exit out of the trade. If it moves in our favor, we don't got to be in front of our computer. A lot of my friends think I sit at my computer 17 hours a day. Little do they know, I sit at my computer trading for about an hour, 2 hours a day. And then maybe 3 hours if I'm in the Discord and helping that out, right? You guys want it? Yeah. All right, I got you. The key difference is hard stop is strict. can prevent big losses. Limit stops, more control, but might not always work, right? And then this is where we did right here. Hard stops. These are best for shares. If your trade goes up, you can put a hard stop in and just let it go. Leaps or extended day trades. Best for shares or slow moving markets. I don't ever use the limit stop. The trail stops, they're best for the day trades. The option swings that you see right here, right now, you're looking to put a stop in place for that. The trail stop limit is best for the weekly hit list. Why? Because the second that thing goes up 15% ROI, it's automatically going in a trail stop, but you have to set it at that. So then you come down here. If you don't know how to set any of this up, Mike did a wonderful job at coming down on here and walking you through that. So I'm not going to walk you through that. Now I'm going to give you a visual on the chart of why I don't use certain things and the downfall with stops in the option space. So let's say we think the market is pushing down, and let's just say we have a trend line right here, and we want to take we see the market come up and come back down. Let's say right here at the end of the day we want to take a call. All right, we want to put a stop loss in this trade, right? GTC good till closed, and let's say we want to put a 20% stop in. Let's say you put $100 or $1,000 in, you put a 20% stop in, and you put a limit stop in place, right? Or you put a hard stop in place. So that means your $1,000 essentially is worth $800. Everybody follow me right now? Yeah, yep. Mike did do that, right?
Yeah.
Everybody follow me. If you put that stop in at this end of the day, right, and we gap down and we're in calls, we make money when the stock price goes up. We actually gap down. So if you put a hard stop in place, right, as soon as it hits your stop the next day, it's going to sell you out right at the open, but it's not going to sell you out at $800 because you can only exit your options trade when the market's open. All right. So in this case, you might have sold out at $600, right? And as it kept dropping, let's say down there you're down, let's just say 60%, which you're not going to be, but let's just say you are. And now your $1,000 is worth $400. If you use a limit stop, it jumps over it and never stops you out. The market, since it hits your stop, it's actually going to sell you out as soon as the market opens up, right? So those are the two different stops you could use. Now, when you use a trail stop limit, what I like about that is, let's say you take the trade, the call right here, right? Right here at the end of the day, we have a reversal arrow. We take the call. If we put a trail stop limit in place, the market could open up down here. And as long as it doesn't break our market structure that we set the alert for, right? When we set our trail stop limit for 15%, the market opens up, we're up 10%. Let's say Sarah says, hey, let's all go to the gym or something, or we're taking my family out over lunch, but the market's still open. Use the trail stop limit, guess what? Right here, it might sell you out in a 15% trail stop, and as price rises up at the end of the day and comes down, you might have just got stopped out for 60 or 70% without ever looking at it, right? So there is different, yeah, limits are sketchy in my opinion. Hard stops I like, and I like trail stop limits, just because you know what you're going to do. Is the stop limit only for when the trade goes against you? Yes, Gretchen. It is a stop limit order, so that means it's going to close you out. You can put a stop in, right, when you're in profits and to protect your trade, right? So if we bought a call right there and the trade's up, you can put a hard stop right here or a limit stop, and when the trade comes back against you at that desired amount, that's when it's going to stop you out. So that's another way you can do it, meaning when we take shares and stuff, I'll put a stop in place like XOM. If I go XOM, I have a stop in place at $100 a share, right? Why? Because does everybody see this buy down there? Nope, not that one. We have a buy way down here at $60. All right, let me go to the weekly time frame so you can see why I bought it. All right. One of our buys we got down here was at $40, and I missed that one, and I got in right here when this green arrow, when this push up, right here about $55, $60. It went all the way up here to $125. I was up over 100% ROI. And I'm like, at what point do I want to sell out and take profits? What I don't want to happen is I don't want the price to come all the way up here, right? Hit my moon, and then come all the way back down there, right? Even if you got stopped out at your entry, yeah, you'd still make money. You want to know how you'd make money? Well, every 3 months we get the dividend. So 4 of these, you might make 5%. 10%, 15%, 20%, right? Now, you just made 20% just for holding these shares, but at what point are you going to cut it? Me, I put a hard limit, right? More recently on this move up, I put a limit right here at $100. I said if it closes me out at $100, the probability we break this area out, we're probably going to come down here and bounce, come down there and bounce, and guess what? I'd rather buy it down here again for the next leg back up to the moon. And I believe XOM is in one of my 2% companies, which, if you don't know what that is, that's something I believe has a less than 2% probability to go to zero. I'm okay investing in that. Why? Because it pays me a dividend for holding my shares, for one. For two, that is it also does that. So that's the different avenues of when to use the stop per your game plan, if that makes sense, right? Does that, hey, where's he at?
I'm still listening. Yeah, that makes sense. But what happens when it misses that stop? So, like, I had a stop in today. It was set at 170, but it actually sold at 105. Is that normal? Like, could that happen? I just figured the market moved too fast. And I was up like $60 and then I ended up losing 27. I just assumed the market moved too fast on me on that
All right,
trade.
let me ask you this. What option did you trade?
Mattel, MAT.
MAT?
Yes, sir.
What contract?
I was on
February 21st?
nope, 21 March.
Oh, 21 March?
Yeah.
All right.
It was one Jamar called out like 2 days ago. I'm sorry, I don't got my phone to pull it
Now
up.
you good? Maybe. All right. So there's something you got to pay attention to. Anytime you put a stop in place, right? This can
Uh-huh.
happen. Now hear me out. Do you see right here on the 20 calls, the bid and ask 145 and 185? You see that spread is
Yeah.
$40?
Uh-huh.
Now hear me out. When you put a stop in place, right? A stop limit or a hard stop, it's going to close you out with a market or the stop is going to close you out at a market order. So when you close out of a market order, let's say you bought this for $150 a contract, it went up to $210 and you put your stop at 150. What's going to happen is it's going to wait until that mid price is 150. Your ask might be 160, but your bid might be 120 or 110 because of that spread right there. So as it hits your stop, it's going to market order you out if you used a hard stop and not a limit. And that's why you could have taken a loss on that trade.
Got you. That make a lot of sense.
Now,
All right,
hear me
brother.
out.
I
If you use a
appreciate
stop,
that.
listen, if you use a stop limit, and here's another thing to think about. You don't know why that's kind of jacked up. What's our open interest rule?
100 or more.
And that's 79. So if you took that exact contract, I don't care who called it out. I wouldn't have taken it. I would actually went down to the 21 calls because look how tight that spread is now.
I feel you.
So that's something you got to look at. So like if someone calls something out, I mean we have implementations in process, or I should say I do, and when we take the trade, we make it our own, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I always make sure my bid and ask is tight. I always make sure my open interest is 100 or more, and I always make sure my delta is 19 cents or higher. I don't care if someone takes a trade and it goes against all that. I personally wouldn't take it, and that's me because when I
So
take the trade, I have to own it.
I'm not saying I picked the exact one that he called. I probably picked one with more time. So I'm definitely
And
not saying he called out a jacked
and
up
I would
trade.
almost bet you that
I
you probably
definitely go
took that
rogue.
contract right there, the 20.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. It was doing good. It was in profit, and then it turned, and I think it turned for the rest of the day. And normally my stops work. That time I just got stopped out a little short.
Yep. So and that's something
Like
that's
it
something
wasn't a
that you
huge loss. It was $27. So like I didn't die,
yeah.
but it was just a lesson.
Absolutely. So now you understand some of the things in the future to look out for. And hey, you asked that question to get clarity, and I think you got a way better understanding now of how things could potentially work based off the different stops that you choose.
Yep, that's dope.
Yep. Hey, you a rock star. Appreciate it. You got anything else for us?
Nope. Since I can't chat it, I'll just say a DCG for you.
Sounds good. We appreciate it. All right, who's next?
Brandon, I have a question. How you doing? It's
Hey,
Rosalind.
hey, how you doing, Rosalind?
I'm great. I am really interested in getting the Swing Master Pro AI so I can do better with my options and futures trades.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just need your trading view name. So you could either send me a message, send it to Alette, and we get you squared away, or you could send it right here in the chat.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yep, appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who else next? Anybody want to ask something, or you want me to ask a question that was answered to me directly? How can we use the AI lottos to find earnings plays? How can we use AI lottos to find earnings plays? Elaborate a little bit on that.
Okay. Yeah, I was referring to Mike. He had called out a AI lotto earnings high risk play, and I was wondering if that was from the Swing Master Pro AI lotto.
No. So
Okay, okay.
the AI Lotto for Swing Master Pro is simply this. It's just a day trading technique. We come here on the 5 minute time frame, and we use these lottos as option strikes, and we typically get 50 to 100% on something that breaks down. Today, we have people take Amazon as it broke down. They took it here. High of the day would have been your stop loss, and on that leg down, that's when they got out for a winning trade. Mike actually takes tons of research and tons of information, compiles it, and that's how he uses his AI because he has it trained to give us those higher probability earnings trades. But my AI Lotto is a day trade strategy where his AI Lotto is actual AI with the information that he's inputting in it, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah. I just saw that and I was wondering.
Yeah, do I have his script? Absolutely not. But we could ask him for it if we want. You know what I mean? Hey, we got any other questions? Great stuff so far. Great stuff.
Yes. I have a question, Brandon. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. So I was using the Swing Master Pro AI in trading futures earlier today. And I noticed on the chart, I was on MNQ, there were a couple instances where there were these tiny little dots on the candles. And I
Oh
said,
man.
what is that? And I said, oh, and maybe that's when it changes directions. So I went back and looked, and I was like, I didn't see them all the time. And then I said, well, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I said, well, what is that? So I'll ask tonight. So,
Hey, that's funny you say that because I got asked the same question in the live trade room today.
oh, okay.
So that's a good question. All right. I'm going to break it right down here for you. All right. So in the settings, you have something where you can go back, right? You can see right here, the last AI pivot, 25. What that means is how far it goes back. So there's two lines that you're going to see right there, the dots. Does everybody see those dots? And does everybody see those dots? Give me a one in the box. Everybody sees that. All right. Perfect. So this is built out. It's AI support and resistance. It's also in the master training. Probably went over a lot of people's heads, but hey, Gretchen asked a question and we get clarity for that. So first dot, right? What happens is if candles are below it, it turns red, and once candles break above it, they will turn green. The reason they're only compiled right there is because I have 25 on, which means it goes back the last 25 candles. Now, if you come up here and you see AI pivot, it tells you right here in your ledger. See where it says 21,863? That's exactly where this is at right there. Right? You don't believe me? Look, 863 right at that dot. So this acts as a very short term support or resistance. We broke up. If you're day trading and you're scalping, you could cut it right here and put your stop loss there. Right? It's something to help you out. So we hold it on support, and it's just a pivot level we have built into it. Now, the second one, this one will not change. This is that pivot for the rest of the day. This is a, guess what? A bullish above, bearish below. All right. That's a huge area of support or resistance, and we want to trade away from that. As you can see, the market opened up, and we've been holding this daily pivot. I mean, we just opened up for 3 hours now. We've been holding this level. So if I was trading MNQ right now, we are above the big boy, so we are bullish above, right? Doesn't mean we can't come all the way back here and retest it. Overall, I'm talking about large money is above this, so we're going to have stronger moves to the upside. What happened, right? Now we come down to our strategy. You come in here, what's our strategy? Green candle, green arrow. We're above this pivot. We closed above it. First entry is right there. Guess what? Price floats up. Second entry is right there. Price floats up. Third entry could be right there. Price floats up. Fourth entry, you got calls right here. I wouldn't take because we don't have much of a reset. This is more of like a bull flag. The rest of them, you got nice little pullbacks or an extended sideways before the next leg up. So you asked that, Gretchen, and that's exactly what they're there for. The one that's tighter to the candles is a more intraday flexible thing. I like to say similar to like similar to like a VWAP or a central point of moving average. So it'll fluctuate as the candles will push up. This will move, but then it's not technically a VWAP. It's three things blended together, and then this one is a much larger weight, a daily one where it is like I said, bullish above, bearish below. Does that answer your question, Gretchen?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yep. See what happens.
Yeah, that could help you decide where to set your stop and stuff too, depending where you are in the trade, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Now you're thinking. I'm telling you, Swing Master Pro AI is a master tool suite and has multiple strategies built into one. Look, Antonio said I answered a few of mine. The Swing Master Pro AI and futures is a straight ATM combined with Mike's levels. Just got to show patience. It increases high probability trades even more. Hey, we'd love to hear it. What's our goal? Our goal is to make more so we can bless more. So you guys living it right now. I love it. Anybody else have a question?
Yeah, VWAP. What exactly is that?
Okay, VWAP is it stands for volume weighted average of price. So basically VWAP is yeah, I combine it all. Basically VWAP is something like here, let me pull up a chart and I'll show you. Let's just pull this chart up. Where's our indicator so that you could see it? Add studies. Moving averages. Is that the VWAP in there? All right, we'll just go to edit studies. So if you come over here and you type in VWAP, it comes right up, VWAP, right? And we're going to add it. So this is actually really crazy. It has outer and inner bands, but a lot of people will edit this and they will remove the upper band and the outer band. But I'm just going to show you. So VWAP is basically like a moving average. It is a central point of or a point of control. This purple line is the central point. People trade off this where they take bounces off this, and then once you break underneath it, they short it, they long it, they short it, they long it, they short it. If we're above VWAP, essentially it's good or bullish. If we're below VWAP, essentially that it is more bearish. So does it help me? Not really, because it just adds more clutter to my chart. However, it's similar. It's similar just to give you a baseline, and there's some people that only trade off of that, and that's fine if that's your style. It's just not my style because I believe we outperform it with the tools that we have. But you asked the question, and that's all it is. So I look at VWAP just like a 10 moving average or a 100 moving average, the same thing. In the end, price will always come back to any moving average you have and bounce the same way with VWAP. So does that answer your question right there,
Brandon?
Dan?
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Uh-oh, the boss is here. What's up, Angela? What you got for us? You got anything or you good?
No, I apologize. I work late and I did want to enter your room late, but I did come in. So I'm just catching up. I'll catch the replay though. And I'm just waking up. Hey everybody. I got up earlier, but I fell back to sleep. So but I'm hanging in there. I'm gonna catch a replay.
Sounds good. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
Nope. Go ahead, Greg. What's up?
Man, I'm frustrated because with the AI swing plays that you send out every day, when I place them and I go back in to look at them on the trade, uh, everything is in reverse. So
Yep.
I have the puts on the outside and the calls on the inside, and I'm losing.
Well, that's
But I don't know how to.
That's a different strategy.
Right. And I don't know how to switch it. Um, and first of all, I'm using the mobile app. I'm not using,
Yeah,
desktop
it's
application.
all the same. I'm going to show you something real quick, so just hear me out.
Okay.
You come in and take those trades, and let's just say we do an Apple one, right? If you come into the mobile and you change your spread and you come down here to Iron Condor, are you
Right.
following me?
Right.
And then we come up here and let's say we go to next Friday and we just click on one. No matter whatever you click, it's always going to be buying. You have to understand where that plus and minus is on the call side and the plus and minus on the put side. You can't just enter numbers in and expect it to be just like this. Now watch. You see how the call's up top on the call side?
Mhm.
Once we turn this down to sell, look, it flips. You have to understand that. So once you take the trade from us or you're copying me, you got to know that here's your call, and then down at the put side, here's your call. So understanding that this one has to be above the top side because you have to be more alert to where they're placed. You follow me?
Okay.
So when you're taking it, you're not being alert in a sense of where the call and the put is. You just got to look at where the plus and minus is. The calls will always be on the top side, and the puts will always be on the bottom side. So let's say we were taking this one. Well, the 237.50 call is on the outside. On the alert, how I alert it, you're not going to say this is 237.50 because look, where the plus at, right? Is it up top or is it at the middle?
The middle.
All right, so now we got to take this put and bring it down one. Then you come down to the put side. Where's the call? The call's not up top. The call's down here at the bottom where that plus is. You follow me?
Right.
So then you come over here and say, well, if we want to take this, we want to do 227.50. Now our put needs to be 230. And then we come over here and we say confirm and send. Now guess what? We're going to make $1,500 or lose $970. That's a great trade to make. You follow me?
Yes.
Now hear me out. Let's flip it. And I'm going to show you. Right? So now let's say we take the top side and do 237.50 and bring the inside the 235. Now you're not selling it, you're buying it. So that's you're doing something completely different than what that I'm even doing. And then we come down here to the bottom side. Check it out. Let's say we do the selling at 227.50 and this call at 230. Right? Now check this out. When you press confirm and send, guess what? Your reward is reversed. You see that?
Okay.
Max profit is 970. Max loss is 1530. Now what happens is you're actually buying this and you're not selling it.
Okay. Gotcha.
So in order for you to make money on this, when you're buying it, I believe it has to go outside of this. So you're going to lose 100% every one of those trades.
Okay.
And that's what's happening with you, right?
Yeah.
I'm good, ain't I?
Hey man, beast mode. I'm gonna put DCG in the box.
That's what I like to hear. So now tomorrow, when you take a trade, hey, you asked the question, you were honest and transparent. Now you got clarity, and guess what? You're gonna start making money now. You ain't gonna be losing money no more.
Yes, sir.
Attention to details, brother. Appreciate you. You got anything else?
No, you answered my question for clarity.
Sounds good. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, yep, Gretchen. That's what that was for. Brandon, I have something called SMP Cloud Matter. Am I supposed to have that? I don't know what you're talking about. SMP Cloud Matter, Travis. No idea what that is.
I think it was an indicator that I got invited to.
I've Swing Master Pro AI.
All right, I'll look back at it.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything?
another question.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is dealing with the weekly. Turn my light down. This is dealing with the weeklies that you put out on Friday. So ever since we changed the strategy, now we are in the money when we put our trades in. So I was wondering, just from an explanatory side, because for me it's been working a lot better. I mean, just let me just kind of put that out there. I've been doing a lot better with those. So I've only lost one since we switched over. I wanted to know why those are a higher probability than the ones before. I know it has something to do with them being in the money, but what's like the long answer for that?
All right. So the truth is it's not any better. They're exactly the same. And I'm gonna explain to you why. So let's just pull SPY up when we take it, right? And we take SPY. So let me get out of the iron condor and go back to singles. So when we take the trade, right? Actually, that's not going to work. Let's go to let's say we take another trade 7 days out. All right. What happens is I'll come over here to Swing Master Pro AI and pull SPY up, right? And I see that what's our AI swing say, Gretchen?
See the AI swing.
It says 7. We'll just say 7, right?
Oh, okay.
All right.
I don't see that, but okay.
Okay, right here. Look here. If you come to the ledger, where do you see
Oh,
AI
way
swing?
over there. Okay, got it. Yes.
That says 7. That is for our iron condors and our weekly income trades. That's where I'm basing those trades off every single time, every week. It's all in tool. You follow me?
Yes.
All right. So now, when you come back here and take this, before I used to take trades, right? So 7. So say on Friday, it's right now at 6:06. If I added 7 to 6:06, that right there is 613, and the contract is $113. If I go to the put side and go down 7, that right there is $599, right? It's 215. The difference of those two prices don't match. So I'd have to go farther down out of the money to equal the price right here. So I'd have to go to the 593 actually, right? What happens on this is if we're expecting it to go and trend in that direction and going far out of the money, if this doesn't happen, right? If we don't get a move closer to these strikes Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, time decay starts eating our contract, right? So I tried to make it affordable for everybody to take it, but then with careful consideration and thoughts, the truth is, right? Hear me out. And the logic is if you take a contract right here at the money and it goes into money faster, look at your trade. Let's say our trade goes $3 in our favor and we take this put right there and we lose $3. So if this goes down, right, our shares increase in value. This is going to be in the money by 3 strikes. That means we're going to make 53, 58, and 62. Now, if this trade loses, we're going to lose 47, 41, and 44. Now, I'm a visual guy, so on this trade, you're going to be up $53, you're going to be up $58, and you're going to be up $62. That's $137 profit. On the put side, you're going to lose, your contract will lose 41 plus 44 plus 47. You're going to lose 132. 170 minus 132, that's about $40. Your net profit $40 on this trade. So if you risk $700, you're up $40 right now. Easy money. 40 divided by 700 because that's combined both legs. You're up 5%, which ain't nothing crazy. But what we say is we cut, right? We cut the losing trade because if we went in the money and we're expecting it to go as far as we want, there's a good chance that it keeps going in our favor. So we make 1, 2, 3. We get more. We get more in our favor. So if we cut this to losing side and trail the winning side, more times than not, it's going to trend in our favor. And because we're in the money, we could hold it for a day or two and we're protected from the time decay. And that's why it's working out a lot. So even if we lose, we're going to lose small amounts now instead of taking those 50 to 75% ROI losers, which to me, I would say takes away from your confidence. because no one wants to lose a trade. You follow me? So that's the long explanation of it. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It does make sense. I just needed to kind of see it, like you said, visually.
Yep, absolutely. So good question. Hey, anybody else have any questions?
Hey, Brandon, let me just slide in for a second because that makes so much more sense because I've been in those weekly plays and it's like, okay, where I'm up on one end, I'm down on the other end. It's like I should probably cut this side, but it's like this is nothing that y'all told us to do at the point at that moment. Y'all didn't. This is not what was said to do at that point of time. Like cut these and then let your calls run or you let your puts run. And I was like, man, look, if I could just find a median to where, all right, I could cut my calls or my puts at this moment, then I will profit more on either direction. So that is so spot on, but it's like trying to take the calls that y'all have now, it costs a little bit more than what it was able to that I was able to do before. Like because I might have been able to get into in the straddle or no a strangle for like $500-$600 before, but now it might cost you $800-$900 to get in that same position, which now it's like it seems like it's a little bit more fine tuned to where, all right, if it comes to your point of price to where the calls, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to get confused about it. It's like if the calls is in favor more, then you need to cut the puts. If the puts is more in favor, you need to cut the calls.
Yep. So the probability definitely is greater, right? And the losses are smaller. So that's a plus for everything. So the truth is like you're paying for the higher probability and the reduced risk. That's how I look at it now. You know what I mean?
I didn't understand it at first. I didn't understand that, but you're doing the same exact thing, but it's just a little bit different. But I don't know. I just didn't understand it at first because I was used to playing the weekly playlist calls. Like, all right, I can go and get a spot, and I can go and put in maybe a 230 over here. It might be 130 over here. I ain't much like $400-$500 up in the entire position. Well, now the positions are like $900, $900, but they're way more profitable because the fine tuning that y'all are doing.
Yep.
And I didn't understand it that way because it was like, man, what? I can't even get into a weekly planning call. Like I can't even get one of these probability calls because I might have had that in my option account. But it's like I get what you're doing
Yep.
because it makes way more sense now, man.
Absolutely. And that's what we all here for. You know what I'm saying? We want it to make sense.
It just made way more sense, man, because like, dang.
And see what happens when you show up to class. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do it like that. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Hey, absolutely. I appreciate you coming on and sharing that, man. You a rock star. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. You know what I mean?
Like that new net, man. I know what it is. But
Yeah.
I appreciate the guidance because without what you guys are teaching me, what you teaching me, the more might like just being around everybody in the environment, like I would not pick these things up. But I respect it and I appreciate it all. Like that's what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we appreciate it, man. We love hearing the feedback like that. And that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? We all can work together. but I want you to be able to have the confidence to make the trades for yourself because you're independent. You know what I mean? But in the end, hey, we all team together, and if you're looking at things and I'm looking at things, that's double the money. That's how I see it. So I appreciate you. Does anybody have any other questions? Hood has super cheap options. Do you know anyone that has ran it? I mean, you can run the Iron Condors on anything, Josh. You know what I mean? You can run it on anything. You want to see Hood? And same thing. It's all in the tools. You come here to the daily time frame. You just got to understand if it makes sense, you know? So you come over here and you see your AI swing is 254, and as long as you sell it $3 each way, you're going to make money. So like let's pull
He
one
said he
contract
was
out.
talking about that platform, Robinhood, as opposed to Charles Schwab.
Oh, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah, to execute.
No, he said not the broker. No, the broker. Gotcha. They have cheaper fees. I mean, I don't know what you pay, but I pay 50 cents an option. So I mean it's cheap for me. If you pay more than that, then you need to call in. I believe I'm gonna call them and name go ahead. Tell them you with beast mode. I'll give you my rep. You can call them up. I think I pay what is it, like 45 cents a contract. So obviously the more contracts you pay, you're gonna have to, that's just the cost of doing business. So for me, it's $1 round, it's like 90 cents a round trip no matter what you have. We don't have those 20 million beast mode. Yeah. 19 million, get it right. All right. Nah. um hey, we rolling, you know, but there's other platforms out there like uh what is it? I'm not sure if it's Trade Station or Tasty Trade, Tasty Works. I think it's Trade Station. I think they stop at 10 contracts in the sense of yeah, Tasty Trade sucks. I think it's Trade Station. If you buy 10 contracts or 100 contracts, it's the same commission versus Schwab charges per contract. So you get nailed a little bit higher with the 100 contracts than you do 10, you know? But all my tools and all that's in Charles Schwab Thinkorswim. So they got me stuck, and that's cool, you know? If something happens and it's their fault, they've already gave me money back plus some, so I have no complaints, and that's who I stick up for. I have to let you know. It's on my laptop. I think it's Trade Station. But I mean, you don't really got to worry about it unless you're doing 10 or 20 or more, or 30. I mean, if you're worried about saving 10 or $20 per trade, then I'd make the switch. I mean, it does add up, you know what I mean, for sure. But until then, I mean, it's the same taking up to 10 contracts. And at that point, I mean, you can level up to SPX with me, Josh. You know what I mean? Or something different, you know? Let's go. He says bet. You the squeeze king, you know what I mean? Anyway, hey, it's 10:03. Does anybody have any last minute questions? Just remember, we do have live trading tomorrow. It's Friday. If you have any friends or family that want to see what we do and how crazy we are, shoot me a message. I love to get them in and let them experience our environment. That's another thing I like to do to give back. But yeah, go ahead, ask away. Do you have something, Derek? Okay. All right. Yeah. So anyway, all right. Well,
Anyway,
go ahead,
I
Antonio.
do. Check it out. I ain't the squeeze king or none of that, but I'm gonna tell you, like, by following your trade, like by try, like, uh, by following your guidelines and Mike's, because I got a little mix of the both. But man, like, it's been good for me. It's been very good for me to where I could be like, I've been profitable for at least the last 3 weeks just on options alone. Like, and I want to trade futures because that's what I do. Like, this is what I was used to doing, but it's like, it's less stressful. Like, I know where I can set a stop in and get out of the mix of these. This option game has been playing a role for me to where it's like, all right.
That's
And
amazing.
that's what I wanted to do. And this is what I really wanted to do is to play options for sure. Like I really wanted to be able to be in a position to where it's like, guess what?
Yeah,
If I
absolutely.
if it goes too low, if it goes too low, kick me out. Just how the futures trades are. But futures, we all know if we trade futures, guess what? You know you cannot walk away from futures trades. You cannot.
That indeed. That indeed.
You cannot walk away from futures trades. So it's like with the options, it's like it gives you a little bit more leniency and a little bit more opportunity to, capitalize off of opportunities,
Yeah,
if that
absolutely.
makes sense.
That makes complete sense, and I love hearing that because I mean, hey, I love shares and stock options for the simplicity aspect. So hey, I love to hear stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I love options, Brandon, because I got a job. Everybody else can't relate to what my lifestyle consists of. I got a job. Well, guess what? I can go and make 150, 250% while I'm still at work. Come on, man.
That's
Like,
right. That's what I call a shake and bake right there, you know?
make that double dipping, baby.
Yeah, that's right. I love it. Dinner on you tomorrow. Come on.
I'm telling you. So, I mean, it don't always work in that way, but like when it's good, it's good. So I take the good with the good and the bad with the bad, and I take the bad and I'm gonna make it turn to good. So I'm gonna let it go. But I appreciate you, man, because you showed me a different way. I take your way, Mike way, Jamal way, and the people that I listen to in the group and make it my own. And how can I make that profitable for myself and for my family? And
and
that's
you
what it's really about.
and you rocking it right now. You know what I'm saying? So you keep up the great work.
I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, appreciate you. Hey, you and everybody else do me a favor. You guys got value from tonight's call. Questions for clarity. Give us a DCG in the box. Hey, me, Mike, and Jamar, we strive to empower everybody and make more to bless more. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we have live trading tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Hop on. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. And let's finish our week off with a bang. Remember this. It is Super Bowl Sunday. 3 words: fly, Eagles, fly. Let's get this win. With that being
Hey,
said,
Brandon,
hey, go ahead.
can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, listen, what time you said 9:30 is the live? How do I get on the live?
The same Zoom you're on right now. If you're mastermind, I do live trading every day.
Okay. All right, that's what I needed to know. I wasn't sure what time. I just want to come and observe at first.
Yeah,
'Cause I've been doing mostly swing trading, so but I want to come and observe one of your sessions.
go ahead. Are you in the WhatsApp chats and everything?
Yes.
Perfect. Come on then. Let's go. I'll see you tomorrow. Get some rest.
Appreciate you. All right, appreciate
Appreciate
you.
you. Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Well, hey, you guys all have a blessed one. I love it. You guys are my favorites now. Let's go, Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Come on. All right. Hey, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Uh, Great call. You guys are rock stars. Any questions, comments, or concerns, never hesitate to reach out. That being said, you also have a blessed one. Catch me on the next one. Beast Mode out. Put your trading view names in the chat real quick if you need it locked.